On the weekend, celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay caused outrage for his sexist and offensive tirade against a Current Affairs East Coast presenter and highly respected journalist Tracy Grimshaw. This is the interview that prompted the wrath of Ramsay.
Now, are you comfortable? You've become such a prima donna since the last time you were here. Your chair wasn't comfortable, your mic wasn't right.
No, I was just making myself feel comfy because when I'm comfy opposite you, I feel sort of really relaxed.
Are you relaxed?
Yeah, because your studio is always nice and dark and sort of, you know, cold, so it keeps me on edge.
It's moody.
Is it moody?
Yeah, it's
really?
moody. Yeah, that's the theory.
Right, so what turns you on?
OK, so we're breaking through all the ice right now, are we? Now, what have you been doing for the last 6 months? Gee, we haven't been hearing much about you at all.
No, God bless those tabloids. It's amazing you become fodder. I do have a right to a private life, and I'm not perfect. So it's been a tough 6 months, personally and professionally.
Do you think that you had become, you know, a little arrogant or stretched too thin or whatever?
Yeah, I'm not embarrassed about failure. You know, we haven't closed anything. What we've managed to do is to keep our necks above the water and not make money, but survive, I think, really, and navigate around this recession. You're always seen as, you know, someone that's overzealous, overconfident and, you know, untouchable. But I'm a human being, you know, I've made mistakes. Did
it frighten you?
It did frighten me because I had to have a conversation with Tana at Christmas, my wife, and say, look, we can't just keep on putting in, you know, £1 million, £1 million, £1 million. All of a sudden, everything you've worked for over the last 10 years is about to be turned upside down. I didn't come into cooking to make money. I became very successful because I was good at what I was doing. Making money was a bonus. So putting my own money back into it, already made, on the back of my reputation, I had no issues with that.
Do you think maybe you'd become too much celebrity, too little chef?
That was a good question. I'm the hardest working chef in this industry, and, you know, I work my butt off to get where I have today. So in terms of celebrity, you know, I don't turn up to parties and, overdo it. Kitchen Nightmares is something I take very personal. Hell's Kitchen, you know, it's a competition. And there's no chef in the world that turn around and say no to earning $250,000 per hour to do that. I use the television work to fund my business. On saying that, we're opening, you know, in Melbourne, and, you know, we're going to be opening the new Savoy Grill with Stuart Gillis. We're opening Petrus, and Cape Town was a huge success 2 months ago. So I've learned a lot, and it's made me a lot more astute, I think. But slowing down, I'm 42. You know, I'm a lot older than you, so I've got a long way to go yet.
You're such a charmer. Fame has been incredibly good to you, and then suddenly at the end of last year the blowtorch gets applied. Did you see that coming?
Yes and no, really. I mean, you know, one thing I made a conscious, you know, assumption of is that you become fodder, whether it's a front page news in the tabloid or whether it's, the car you drive. So you get caught in the realms of this sort of, you know, celebrity sort of dogfight. So you just take the blows. I was on the ropes and you take it. I have a right to a private life.
Of course you do.
4 amazing kids, an amazing wife, and I've stopped reading that crap, to be honest, because they can affect you.
You've always been a very gregarious, flirtatious sort of a bloke. Have you had to be more careful about that sort of stuff now and how it's perceived?
No, I haven't changed. I'm still as, you know, slightly over-flirtatious in a way that I'm very generous and high-spirited. And more importantly, doing a live demo and 3,000 people watching you, there's a big buzz.
You have fun while you're here. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, my darling. I mean that. Don't look at me like that.
No, I know.
Is that a wart you've got there? What is that?
Stop. It's a little mole. I've had it there since I was a little kid.
Oh, really? It's like your little sister on your lips.
What?
I'm glad I kissed the cheek. What is that thing?
It's a little mole.
Serious? Well, are we done? Big cheese upstairs, happy? Yes? Yeah. Excellent. Babe, good to see you, my darling.
It's bastard.
Good to see you. I just kissed it. Wow.
Oh, shut up!
Mount Etna on there. Excellent. Feed it, will you, please?
Now, Gordon Ramsay only agrees to speak to the media, providing they stick to his rules, including not talking about any of the controversy surrounding him in the last 6 months. Now, clearly Ramsay didn't like the way that interview went, and he wanted to make Tracy pay. His extraordinary insults offending audiences at the Melbourne Good Food and Wine Show. Tonight, Tracy had this response to Ramsay's offensive rant.
Now, this is not a business for wimps, and I am not one. I think I've got a reasonable sense of humour too. On Friday, when Gordon Ramsay made fun of a little mole on my face in a taped interview, I laughed along and was happy to see it go to air. But that was nothing compared to the attack he unleashed on me the next day in front of 3,000 people who'd come simply to see him cook. I have no idea what prompted his outburst, which continued yesterday and again today. We've not spoken, and I have not responded until now. Gordon Ramsay has always had fair and generous treatment on this program, but despite what his publicist said in Damage Control, we do not have a great relationship. We have no relationship at all. I've played along with him in interviews because it's entertaining and that's my job. And I walk away afterwards and I don't think about him again. Last week, his publicists stipulated obsessively that his interviews on this trip not include questions about his marriage and private life. We all know why. I respected that request. But it appears with Ramsay that respect is a one-way street. On Saturday, he launched a series of unprovoked public attacks against me. I'm not going to pretend that his comments didn't hurt. I was absolutely miserable when I found out late Saturday afternoon. He says it was a joke. Well, not to me or to anyone who cares about me. Truly, I wonder how many people would laugh if they were effectively described as an old, ugly pig. How is that funny exactly? And worse, it's not even witty. I spent all yesterday considering how to respond, and I honestly thought about saying nothing at all. But we all know bullies thrive when no one takes them on. And I'm not going to sit meekly and let some arrogant narcissist bully me. And just finally, Gordon Ramsay made me promise not to ask on Friday about his private life. He then got on stage on Saturday and made some very clear and uninformed insinuations about mine. Obviously, Gordon thinks that any woman who doesn't find him attractive must be gay. For the record, I don't. And I'm not. But I'm not surprised by any of this. We've all seen how Gordon Ramsay treats his wife, and he supposedly loves her. We're all just fodder to him.
Well said. Now, Gordon Ramsay has agreed to be interviewed by me here in Perth when he visits in a fortnight. I'll look forward to that one.